Greetings, YouTube. Today I'd like to make a little comparison between the way the media handles white suspects of crime and black victims of often police brutality. So, here we go. Some examples. Alabama suspect brilliant but social misfit. This particular misfit pled guilty to murder. Black victim. Montgomery's latest homicide victim had history of narcotics abuse, tangles with the law. White suspect. Son in Staten Island murder was brilliant, athletic, but his demons were the death of his parents. Black victim. Trayvon Martin was suspended 3 times from school. White suspect. Oregon school shooting suspect fascinated with guns, but was a devoted Mormon, his friends say. Black victim. Police, slain Lakeland teen had been shot before, death possible, drug related. Isn't that nice? White suspect. Santa Barbara shooting suspect was soft-spoken, polite, a gentleman, ex-principal says. Ohio man was carrying a variable pump air rifle, not a toy, when cops killed him, Attorney General. In an open carry state where he could have been carrying a loaded AR-15 and it would have been perfectly legal. A man shot in the back before the cops ever said anything. White suspect. Ohio shooting suspect T.J. Lane described as fine person. Black victim. Deputy killed Marine out of fear for children's safety, officials say, as a man attempted to walk back into his own car containing his own children. White suspect. Straight A student plots to bomb high school. Shooting victim had many run-ins with law. A black victim. White suspect. Bank robbery suspect was outstanding Blue Hills student. Black victim. Police. Warren shooting victim was gang member. So they just said, gang member. I don't have any actual proof of this, of course, but that doesn't matter. So, I'm not necessarily saying that these media outlets are doing this intentionally, that they're having an overtly racist policy on the books. This, to my mind, is a fine example of how we have just absorbed racism into the very fabric of America. Racism runs through every fiber of our nation. Every warp and every weft out there is tainted with racism in America. And we treat white suspects of crime, often heinous crimes, involving murders and attempted murders. We treat them better than black victims who were blameless. In addition, we tend to take these white suspects alive without shooting them, whereas black victims who have done nothing wrong are murdered by the police regularly. I mean, there was an example not long ago of a New York police officer just shooting a black person in a stairwell. Just flat out. Just got spooked. Murdered him. That doesn't happen as often to white people. And yes, I know, all lives matter. But can that crap? Because in America, a black male is 21 times more likely to be shot than a white male by the police. And don't give me any of the crap that blacks are involved in more crime. No, blacks are arrested more often. They are charged more often. They are found guilty more often. And they are given longer sentences more often. But that is completely different than black people actually being more criminally inclined. Reality is our racial bias is so strong that we seek out black people more, look at them more carefully, search them more, and arrest them more, even though white people and black people commit the same percentage of crimes. Their criminality is the same. It is racially neutral. But we don't go after white suspects as often. We prefer, as a nation, as a society, to go after black people. So that's why they get arrested more. That's why they end up in court more. And we give them harsher sentences for the same crimes than a white person would get. I mean, whites and blacks use drugs at the same rate, and yet black people are far more likely to be arrested for it. Far more likely. You don't see cops raiding music festivals populated by white people. They could. You don't think you couldn't have netted huge numbers of arrests at a Phish concert? But nah, that's white folks. That's okay. But if a black person has a single joint on them, oh, well done, they're a criminal. They're a gang member. They had come from a bad home. It's all the black people's fault. So don't give me any of that crap. I've heard it all, and I'm tired of it. And don't tell me that you're not seeing race. I don't see race. I just see people. No, we have to see race, because in America, we need to discuss race. And if you tell people that you are blind to color, then you're blind to racism. And you can't be. And the white people have to start facing it, because I can guarantee you the people of color have been for centuries. White people have had the privilege of being able to ignore it. And we have to stop doing that. We have to stop doing that.